Alex Honnold is must watch. Okay? This is not in Championship Sunday. This was on Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. It was supposed to be on Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Had some rain. Can't do, obviously, the precip whenever you're talking about climbing glass and buildings.
Right.
They moved it to Saturday. It was windy, but no precip. And my man, Alex Honnold, of Free Solo fame, which obviously won an Oscar and changed all of our lives and how we view everything. After watching Free Solo, we were mesmerized by the fact that this is how some people, this man being the goat of it, spend their full lives committed to this. Working out, training, traveling, climbing things that are seemingly impossible with no rope, with a chance of death at every single movement. I watched for an hour. They said hour 35. I saw hour 31 whenever he got to the tip of this thing. I watched every single moment of it. I just put baby girl down to bed. Perfect timing to sit down and kind of settle in. And I watched this dude scale this. That was the most intense viewing experience that I've had. That's what it's supposed to be when people are doing death-defying stunts. I appreciate the hell out of Honnold doing this. There was a couple obstacles. This is Dragon. I think there was another one, music note or something. I forget what they were calling it, that he had to get past. Could have just went around it. Could have just won around it. Any given time, could have won around it. Instead says, I got to conquer this thing. Climbs up these things that are on the corner of this building. Leaps a couple different times. Does incredible upside down shit on the edge of this building. Hangs off it with no arms. Yeah, let me just go ahead and lock my legs up here at the top. 1,667 feet. This is how high this thing is. He's doing this live in real time. I saw a lot of people, trying to downplay a little bit, like, watch Free Solo. All Capitan's the real deal. And it's like, of course it is. And I was very impressed then. My palms were sweaty whenever I watched it. I loved everything about it. This is live in real time. The other option is death. This guy potentially going to die. He gets to the top of the mountain, just like he does every time, takes a selfie. There's people with cameras in his face in the building. Did he know that was going to happen? Him going, wow. There's people right here. Hey, how you doing? I tried to give a high five to about 1,500 feet in the sky. I tried to give a high five to this guy, but he wouldn't put his phone down. Kids with his phones. This is what this dude's saying while he's doing this. Not a care in the world, seemingly. And what they were saying is because how prepared he is. How much he works out. He's got a 10-pack. Saw his house. He's got little training things he does. This was must-watch. This was a very different experience than I've ever had watching anything. And I'm grateful for Honnold. And Netflix, good idea with that entire thing. Now, I'm not sure they knew it was going to be like super tense. I think they might have misread like the vibe that it was going to be whenever he was that high. But on that note, congrats to Netflix on a definite successful live event here on Saturday. I loved it. I loved every moment of it. I couldn't turn away. I could not turn away from this man scaling like fucking Spider-Man. The Taipei 101.
Yeah, and we talked about like when they did the stuff with the Walendas, how that kind of fell flat because there's no stake in it, really. It's like, hey, nothing is going to happen. And while it is highly unlikely that Netflix was going to broadcast him fall to his death, like that is still very much possible. Like when he is on the very top of this thing, an extra strong wind gust comes, and guess what? It blows him off the top, and he's fucking dead. Every time he's hanging on that, and he would take one of his hands off to get a little chalk. Like I just did it here. Like I had to look away. It really is, man. You'd be hard pressed to find something more tense to watch than this.
It was awesome. I'm very appreciative that was happening this weekend. We appreciate that.
I know the Alex Honnold thing. I didn't see it live. I watched the next day, so I knew he didn't die. But it was still unbelievable to watch. Like I sat there and watched it with my kids. They had 5 trillion questions, and I didn't have any answers. Like, why didn't you use ropes? I don't know, because he's awesome and he doesn't need them.
That's his thing. That's his entire thing.
The little rope chalk holder's hilarious. Like you could easily get like a little thing with a little clip probably too, but he's got the little tied rope around his waist.
And watching him like tighten it too was cool. Like I've seen.
He's had to pull his shirt out from under it too. Every time he would stop, and he got to pull his shirt back down. I'm like, man, this is so uncomfortable.
Yeah, it seems like he's probably been doing it since he was a boy with this exact chalk holder.
Awesome.
Comfortable out there. Obviously can't have much that weighs. There was a guy that knew rock climbing that called like a smear technique he used, and then they're canvassing. He did at one point of it, and then just watching it live, it was must watch. Foxy, you and I think, watched it live.
Yes.
I don't know. I watched all hour and 31 minutes. It was immediately after Kenzie goes down for bed. I go downstairs. I'm just sitting down basically, and it starts immediately upon me sitting down. I'm like, all right, let's see what this is about. I couldn't look away. This guy's dangling off of a building. And then, obviously we get a chance to hear from him every once in a while. It was a time where he was talking multiple times, where he was talking, they had other people's voices talking.
Yeah.
Can't be doing that. We can't be doing that. We had him in a small screen. He's dangling from a building. Okay, that's what we're here for. Okay, let's make sure we do that. Don't want to judge other people, but there was multiple things that were happening in there where I'm like, I don't think you guys are understanding what we're feeling at home right now. Like what we're feeling at home right now is like sweaty palms.
Mm-hmm.
I was feeling sweaty palms yet again when they were shooting down the building.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, shooting down the building. It's the same thing as when I watch Free Solo. It's like, oh my God, this guy's for real. One cramp. What if his finger just cramps? Sneeze?
He's dead.
Sneeze? Anything. You talk about anything that could happen that is out of normal, and it's over. Actually over. It's like, what a thing.
Am I crazy to say it was the most unique live event in our lifetime? Am I being dramatic by saying that?
How old are you?
I'm 31 years old.
Okay, so I don't know when the really crazy stuff was happening. Like Jim Cantor mentioned the guy walking the Grand Canyon. I think that was without a thing. I don't know how long it was.
On a wire.
Yeah, I think he was walking on a wire, but I think he was without a.
Yeah.
I think he didn't have
there was something underneath.
Yeah, but I think it was a long time ago. You're talking 20 years, I think. Like I think long time ago.
That was my biggest takeaway. My biggest surprise is that Netflix did this. They allowed this legally and all of that stuff. I just couldn't believe it. That's why I was so mind blown the entire time watching this absolute animal. And I didn't watch the documentary, so I had no idea what to expect. And this guy made this look so easy. That was the huge takeaway.
And that's and he was casual throughout it.
Yes.
I mean, he was just casual waving at people in the building. Oh, man, they got their cameras out. Good to see you guys. I'm kind of getting tired, he said at one point.
I mean, this part, he kept doing this. I'm like, that's not a flat surface. That's a little like, yeah, I mean, that thing, when he was doing this part, that's what made me the most nervous, honestly, when he's standing up here at the end.
And the guy that's filming for him, shout out to legend Brett Lau or Lowell.
Awesome.
This guy is one of his closest friends, obviously longtime climbing partner, a member of Yosemite crew is what we learned. I guess there's a Yosemite crew that does a lot of climbing together. He was also a massive piece of the Free Solo filming. I assume you also have to be of the same ilk to be the film crew, which also shout out to the funicular goats. Funicular is the cable, I guess, that kind of goes up, or the cord, the ropes or whatever it is. So they're the funicular goats as they're bouncing around on cables to get us all the insane shots that there were. That was a good piece of business.
That's a good name.
Obviously, great name. Obviously, I had to Google what funicular was. I had no idea. I thought they were like
Makes sense though, because goats are really good at climbing mountains.
They are, and walls, which is what this guy climbs up. Now, there was a couple times you think to yourself, okay, if he falls here because he just hit another landing, maybe he doesn't die.
Right.
Hopefully.
So he breaks a leg though for sure. Like there's certainly a bad thing that's going to happen if he slips here. And that's kind of the conversation you're having a little bit. And then you get back into it, and the former NASA scientist is doing a Q&A with somebody that I've never heard of while old buddy's talking to me about not dying.
I can't wait to see how many people watched it, and I hope they do it again. And I don't care what he climbs. He can climb the Eiffel Tower, and that might be so easy to him, but I would love to watch it.
Yeah, the numbers are going to be gigantic. They have to be. If people knew about it, real time, worth a watch. I don't want to sell something that, we have no affiliation to, and I think, could certainly, maybe second time around, things like that. But the experience was awesome.
It was great.
It was absolutely incredible. I'm very happy they did that. To your point, I can't believe it got approved. Can't believe it got approved.